All right, so here we begin again with the different topic. Like we are proceeding towards plus one version of Windows function. So in a previous, till the previous version, like the previous video, we have seen the override clause used with a Windows function, correct? Now we will be proceeding towards the another concept of that particular Windows function, that how what are the extended version of a party no, of a Windows function. So we are proceeding towards the partition by, and partition by, like we have previously seen that we just done aggregation calculation across the data set with, like seen in the previous lectures. And now how the basic question which should be uh, get in a person's mind, that how this thing could be achieved with a row level details. So by the mean of a row level detail, I mean that if I'm using the just only like Windows function, uh, Windows function in a this if I'm just doing when using Windows function over here with the line total, I'm summing it up with the line total and over with and doing over. Okay, so what does it give? It and I'm taking it as a different just after a new creating a just after a new column with line total. So what does it give? So it gives the complete line total summation. This line total, if you can see that this line total column is giving the complete summation of all the rows data, and it the that summation is across all the row levels. So one thing which is like needed to be arised in a as a question, that how we can achieve how we can achieve with like product IDs. If I pick a product ID, then what does a line total for this particular 776 product ID? So that thing could be achieved by group by also, but what is happening in a group by level, that the basic the others the others thing like the others details of a data got missed. Like if I want to see the product ID and grouping it by product ID, and also I want to see that how many order quantities are with, like say, if product ID is 776 and product ID is 1, order quantity is 1, then what is the line total for this combination? So this thing will get disappeared when we are doing the group by function, with the row level details by grouping by. So here comes the role of a Windows function. So I will be creating a query with here, like select all the columns from the above. I will be just taking the needed columns or like needed details in our data set. So just I am doing it from this, and I am just removing the no need of modified date. I don't need row GUID. I don't need, and over here this line total I don't need this line total. The original line total I do need of it. And after that, if I go for unit price discount, okay, unit price, okay, special offer ID, okay. So firstly, let me give you an example with the help of group by function, that what are the group by differences and Windows function differences. So here I'm doing is I'm creating it here and making it here. So these are the details, product ID and order quantity, and I'm just taking these three columns for now for the analysis purposes. And if I'm running this down, then I'm getting this type of data set. Again, if I'm like aggregating it and using the group by, then if I'm summing it up with the line total, okay. then what is happening? If I'm summing it up just only a sum, then definitely I need to provide group by, because we are using aggregation function, so we need to provide the group by, correct? Group by product ID and group by order quantity, correct? So I'm giving it group by with a product ID and order quantity. All right, so this is the, and I am naming it as a total line, like I'm naming it as final line total, correct? So the final line total comes with a product, and if I am like ordering it by order by product ID, so if I'm ordering it by product ID, then you can have a look at that 707 with the order quantity 14. It is giving me the line total, correct? And all other details got messed up. So again, if I'm using it with the help of like all the columns, I need to because in a if I'm using a Windows function, then no need of like grouping it by, correct? And if I'm using the like Windows function, then no need of grouping it by. And with the help of Windows function, the complete concept can be covered up. So I'm using the partition by here. The line total is we need it. The unit price also we need it, and and unit price we don't need it. This we don't need it. Okay, just give me a minute. So okay, so these are the things we do need. And if I'm using it by if I'm doing it by partition, so if I'm doing it by partition by, then we can go for partition by product ID. Definitely, I need to do product ID and order quantity. Okay. Okay. So if I'm running it this down, then I will be, as you can see that final line total, the line total will now it will be giving me a, and if I'm just give me a, if I'm ordering it by order by, okay, order by product ID. Okay, so no group by, nothing, just a simple with over by. Now we are partitioning the data, the complete data with product ID and order quantity. If there are the same rows like 707 and order quantity 2, then those there will be like no clubbing of the rows will happen, correct? The line total, this line total, this column, what it gives me order quantity, the or product ID 707 for product ID 707. If there is a line total of this total, the final line total is 5455 with decimal values, and you can see the another row also with uh, product ID 707 and order quantity 2. Again, you can see the same line total as the above one. Why it is happening? Because we have used the Windows function with power with partition by, and with the help of this Windows function with partition by, no two no two groups get clubbed up, no two rows get grouped up or clubbed up. We are putting the summation of line total and partitioning it by the with the help of two different columns over here. So now if I say that these two, this the complete Windows function sum of line total over the partition by product ID and order quantity does not need grouping by doesn't need the grouping of data with respect to other columns. It is just giving me the values, just giving me the total summing of the values just by partitioning up the two different columns. And so I will just be saying I'm in a conclusion. If you wanna, if you want to get aggregate numbers with respect to different entities, or like with respect to different, in this case with respect to product IDs or quantity, then you may use the Windows function and you can use the partition by. So this is an extent of overby function. In our previous version, in our previous lecture, we have just concluded till here, and now we have proceeded for the partition by also. So all right, so this is like complete guidance, not the complete guidance. This is like the initial guidance with we are going forward to the Windows function. So thanks for watching. Let's keep this up. Let's get excited for the Windows function, for the better SQL queries, for the better SQL uh, exercises, and like the better there are more concepts in SQL which needed to be covered. So we will be covering all the things, like all the topics of the SQL, and in just between we will also be giving the interviews portion also, that what are the things which interviewer is asking and how to answer those questions in a better detailed or in a better view. So all right, I'm just wrapping down this version, and will let you see in the next version of it. Thanks and bye bye.